So he's a lot shorter, and I think maybe Bruno can use his height to play that into the jaula.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready for 3 rounds of MMA action in the Combate Americas lightweight division. Damas y caballeros, 3 rounds de artes marciales mixtas en la división de peso ligero. Introducing your 3 judges scoring, sus 3 jueces, Chris Crail, Ron McCarthy, and Judo Gene LaBelle. And your 3rd man inside la jaula, el tercero en la superficie de la jaula, Michael Bell. Introducing to you first the fighter standing in the blue corner, wearing black and silver. His official weight 155.6 pounds. Presentando ustedes en la esquina azul, vistiendo calzoncillo negro con plata, con un peso de 155.6 libras. As a professional, he stands with 2 victories against 1 lone defeat. Presenta un récord de 2 victorias por 1 derrota. Representing Porto Alegre, Brazil, by the way of San Diego, California, USA. Señoras y señores, bem-vindo, Bruno Caviera Machado. And his opponent across the jaula in the red corner, wearing black and red. His official weight 155.5 pounds. Y su rival en la esquina roja, vistiendo calzoncillo negro con rojo, con un peso de 155.5 libras. Making tonight his pro debut, haciendo su debut profesional, hailing out of Riverside, California, USA. Austin Wilson. Y para las instrucciones finales, for the final instructions, here is Michael Bell.
All right, gentlemen, you got your instructions backstage. Defend yourself at all times, obey my commands at all times. If you want to touch gloves, do it now. Back to your corners.
All right, so it'll be Wilson against Machado. Wilson, the youngster, the teen, just 19 years of age. It'll be contested at 155, 3 5-minute rounds. Mike Bell in charge of the chaos in the jaula. Rich Quinones, Juliana Pena, cage side. Combate Americas 14, a wonderful evening. Ventura, California, out on the West Coast. A electric crowd, by the way. They have been non-stop all evening long, and I'll tell you, you look at this young man right here in the black tights, and Austin Wilson, very confident just for a 19-year-old.
Yeah, absolutely. Both of these guys have some tree trunks for legs. And we got Austin, who is very, very young. He is 19 years old, but he's been training combat sports since he was a 6th grader. He said he wanted to pick Bruno apart until he needed to capitalize on his wrestling, and that was some beautiful punches.
Oh, goodness, he stung him right there.
Oh, geez.
Oh, that left hook, Juliana, I'm sorry, that's his trademark punch.
Yeah, absolutely. He ate it like an Oreo, though. That was beautiful. That clipped him, man.
That did.
Austin, like I said, he said he wanted to pick his opponent apart before he relied on his wrestling, and I think he was doing just that.
Another right. And you see right away, Bruno, he's sticking his jab out there. He's keeping the guard up because now he knows he's got to respect that right hand.
Bruno's going to freaking get... Nice whizzer by Austin. This kid is smart. He's a smart fighter. He's keeping him... Bruno off of him, not trying to let him get the takedown. He's going to be looking for a switch if he does get that takedown. But notice how his legs are completely spread apart. He's completely based up against that cage. If Bruno wants a takedown, he literally has to pick up those legs, both of them, and sweep the carpet from underneath him. And that is not a takedown right now.
And what's amazing, too, he started off like gangbusters. And let us not forget, this is his pro debut. 7-0 as an amateur, just 19 years of age. So, again, you look at his opponent, who's much older. Again, just 23 years of age. We say much older because he's got 3 more fights. So you're looking at a little more experience, but you're talking about a young man making his pro debut.
Yeah, absolutely. And Bruno with his own set of dreams. He came here in 2011 from Brazil and had a dream of becoming a great MMA fighter. He loves Nick Diaz, Cub Swanson, Miles Jury, and Anthony Pettis. He loves fighters with amazing, great footwork. And Now, though, it seems that he's trying to take down Austin at all costs because he felt those punches and he didn't like it.
And conversely enough, one of his weaknesses is his striking footwork. But the one thing he has, like a lot of these fighters do, he's got the heart, he's got the cortisone, he's relentless. So that should carry him through. But Wilson just,
Austin's
right away
so
he's got
smart.
he's got the makings of just one of those fighters you want to keep an eye on going forward.
Absolutely. Austin is able to separate. He got an underhook, and now he's separated from this guy. This guy needs to tuck his chin and keep his hands up because Austin's coming in with some big, heavy punches. Ooh,
Just missed with a right there. And you also realize, too, once he starts backing up Machado, he's doing the cardinal sin. He's lifting his head when he's pulling out. He's leaving himself very susceptible to a right or left. And I don't know if it's a clash of heads, but there's a little blood on the left, it's right around the left side of Machado's forehead.
Definitely. And Austin needs to continually jack that underhook up, but instead he uses the whizzer on the left side, which was great, got his reversal, and he's going to try to get away from his opponent. He's saying, get off of me, dude. Oh, that was almost a spinning back fist. That was beautiful. Separates again. And yes, there is a little bit of swelling and blood that's coming underneath the eye of Bruno.
And then you see a little welt right around the right side of Wilson's forehead. I don't know, again, it could have been a clash of heads, we don't know, but the bottom line is just 19 years of age, excellent 2 minutes in his pro career.
Yeah, they're doing a little distance check. They're checking the distance, feeling each other out after a big opening first round for both fighters. Both fighters landing some heavy shots, and they're doing a nice job of parrying all those punches. He's saying, kick me in the leg. He invited him to kick him in the leg. He's loaded up on that right hand. He's waiting to just explode on that right. You can tell.
I think he also knows that left leg. He believes that Austin's trying to set him up as well, but he's checking those kicks. So you mentioned the trunks on both of these fighters.
Those guys got some big legs, and we got a little over 20 seconds left to go in the first round. Nice uppercut from Austin.
Wilson switching stances. You'll see it once in a while. Orthodox southpaw, traditional orthodox fighter. Ooh, missed with a spinning elbow. Ooh. Little extracurricular activities, little showmanship as we close in on one of the books. So you know this. It all depends where that cut is. It can be a nuisance. It can obstruct your view, or you can just incite yourself if you start to taste your own blood.
Yeah, exactly. It really depends on where the cut is. I think we've seen some pretty nasty cuts here in the jaula. This guy is just putting his head down and windmilling those punches out. I think it's a very interesting style of fighting, and I think that Austin is looking for a knockout.
He was pretty quiet confidence, you can say borderline arrogance when we spoke to him at the fighter meeting, and then conversely Machado was a little more laid back, a little even-keeled, different demeanor, but you're seeing the fight right now unfold, and you see that cockiness, that arrogance, self-awareness. He understands he's in control of this fight right now.
Absolutely, and that's what he said. He said he was confident that he's going to win the fight no matter where it goes. And I can tell that he's just looking for that shot right on the chin of Bruno, and he's patiently waiting for the perfect opportunity to let that strike get off.
Yeah, he has what you would call the cage generalship, as he's starting to cut off the real estate a little.
Absolutely, he's owning the center of the jaula, and he's saying this is my cage. Notice that Bruno's always on the outside of the jaula. Always moving backwards as well. Austin just keeps chucking forward, keeps coming forward, and nice. Finally, Bruno comes forward with a flurry of punches, but it's not enough. Crashes the party, trying to take him down, but Austin...
Oh, another right and caught him. Backed him up again. Trying to go with a Superman punch, and he stunned Bruno. Oh, Machado's in trouble. His head snapped back.
Austin is seriously trying to knock this kid out. I love it.
But it's the same time over and over. He's pulling out and lifting his head. He's making himself an easy target, a stationary target.
Absolutely. The ref's calling for some action. I'd like to see some better head position from Austin Wilson. I'd like to see his head underneath the other side of Bruno's chin there. Again, I'd like to see some. There's where it should be. Oh, but he breaks off.
Another cut on that left side.
And Bruno's starting to huff and puff. He's tired.
So if you're Wilson, what do you need to do? You got to just start tagging that
Wilson,
eye.
I say Mike Tyson your way in there and find those big heavy punches to knock this guy out. You see that every time he knocks him on the chin, Bruno's doing the little chicken dance. And, you know, his legs are starting to wobble from underneath him. So if I was Wilson, I would Mike Tyson my way in there, bob and weave, do the U, and then come right over the top with some big, huge, heavy left and right hooks.
Ooh,
nice job.
Right on cue. Yeah, he's definitely cocking that right hand back. He's looking for the knockout shot.
And look at the way that Bruno punches. He puts his head down and windmills those punches out there.
That cut's bother him too. You see how he keeps raising his left hand to his eyebrow? He's trying to wipe that blood away.
All right, once you see your own blood, you kind of start freaking out a little bit. Oh, he's got a crazy look in his eye, Bruno. Like, you know, sometimes when you're like an animal in the corner, you lash out and you swing for desperation, and those sometimes are the punches that can get you knocked out as well.
Absolutely, because it's your last line of defense. You're a wounded animal, you're scared, you're going to come out of the corner fighting, but sometimes when you're just wailing and flailing, if your opponent, you might catch that home run and hit your opponent, but it just seems as though right now, I think he's starting to slowly break Machado's will. I really do. I think he's got him backing up, thinking about that eye. If he's smart, I think, again, go downstairs, chop down the lumber a little bit, force Bruno to let his guard down, and then start to go up top a little more with those strikes.
Absolutely. As you can see, both guys are pretty tired, and I like the way that Austin's pushing the pace. He's continually coming forward, and Bruno's not doing anything. They're kind of gauging the distance, trying to, you know, go for some fake shots and a nice head kick, nice Superman punch, nice windmill punch. But like I said, Austin's definitely been the aggressor this entire fight. Oh,
you better be careful. He might get caught. Oh, Bruno comes back with a left and another right. Oh, he stunned Wilson.
Big, huge shots.
He woke up and Wilson says, come on, let's go. Vámonos.
Yes. Like I said, those guys, he had that crazy look in his eyes where he's like, you know, I'm swinging for desperation. You're going to get knocked out because you keep pissing me off. Nice double underhooks for Austin Wilson. He's a wrestler. Said he wanted to pick his opponent apart so that he could break his will and then implement his wrestling later on. So right now he's got double underhooks. And if he wanted, he could pull out a big takedown here if he drug him away from the fence. But luckily, saved by the bell.
For the third and final round, contested at 155, Austin Wilson, the 19-year-old in the black tights. Bruno Machado, taller of the two, a little more lankier.
The Brazilian versus the white boy from Florida.
Via Richmond, Virginia.
Yeah, exactly. The one with the American flag on his right shoulder. Bruno says, get off me, dude.
Couple inside-outside leg kicks.
Bruno is very aware of what's coming in the inside. He's looking for a counter punch. Close your fist.
Stand it like that, dude.
Gonna
have time to do it. I'll take it a point. Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Time and fight.
I agree with that, because I've seen some pretty bad eye pokes. You know, you need to have your hands in a closed fist. You can't have your fingers poking out like
Especially the way Wilson's been lunging in with his punches too.
Yeah, exactly. Well, and I've seen that happen so many times. In the last Combate Americas fight, some guy just straight poked him in the eyeball like the worst I'd ever seen in my entire life. It was so blatant.
Good job by referee Mike Bell being on top of that.
Absolutely.
Action resumes under 4 to go. Early stages, third and final round. Machado and Wilson.
Nice big overhand right from Wilson. Nice jab by Bruno. Nice jab again. And I love that jab. When in doubt, jab out. Just keep poking that jab in his face. You know what I mean? You're way longer than him. Use that jab.
The best defense sets up the offense.
Absolutely. Keep backing him up with that. Double it up. You're like the arms. Let me see the arm. 4 inches shorter and 2-inch reach disadvantage for Austin Wilson. So Austin needs to find a way to come in, and Bruno needs to find a way to keep him off.
I'm wondering if when he got caught, speaking of Wilson, in that second round, if he started to think a little bit, maybe I need to settle round number 3. These fights aren't always going to be easy for me.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that he needs to wake up a little bit and start putting his own offense on. A lot of these fighters come into the meeting saying, I wish I didn't wait. I wish I would have, tried harder to finish the fight. I wish I would have tried to do a little bit more to, solidify the win in the judges' opinions, and so it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. You have the opportunity right now. You need to be making sure that you're giving so much of yourself out there that you're so freaking gassed and that you gave it your all, because if you're gassed, then your opponent's gassed.
You mentioned the pace that he was pushing round number 1 and 2. Do you think he gassed himself out?
He might have, because now he's got to deal with this big, huge, heavy boy on top of him on the ground like that. And this guy, Bruno, is, I believe, a brown belt in jiu-jitsu. He's in half guard right here. He's big and heavy, using beautiful shoulder pressure there. And all Austin's doing is trying to hang on to him and use the cage to regain his guard back and try to punch him in the face there. But he's being unsuccessful. Bruno has 2 minutes to make this fight his.
Yeah, which makes you wonder if they did score that a 9-9 round and it plays out like this and he does take round number 3, you're looking at a draw.
Absolutely, and it would be beautiful if I could see that from my judges and see that they're competent enough to score it like that. But it depends. Here we got, a little over 90 seconds left in the third and final round, and Bruno needs to, like you said, pull a rabbit out of his hat and get a win.
Machado coming in with a 2-1 record, just 9 fights under his amateur belt. This is his debut in Combate Americas, and as well as Austin the Beast from the East Wilson, the 19-year-old stellar amateur record, 7 fights, raining down some elbows right now, trying to do some damage. His debut as well. Trying to make a good showing and perhaps get on future cards going forward. Because at the end of the day, when you're a young fighter, consistency is the key.
Gentlemen, let's work. Action.
Absolutely. I do like how Austin is working from his back and trying to continue to punch, kick, scream, bite, do whatever he has to do in order to continue to show the judges that he's continuing to work even though he's on his back.
Excellent point. Because we always talk about the controlled aggression, cage generalship.
Get up.
Absolutely. What happened? The refs did him up? Oh, yep, he did.
Ready, fight.
They want action for the last 30 seconds of the fight. Ooh. Nice big overhand from Bruno.
I tell you, Machado steals round number 3. This might turn into a draw, and Austin Wilson might be kicking him. I know you're, I know. But we got 20 seconds to go.
I don't necessarily agree with them standing them back up, but at the same time, it's kind of like there wasn't too much action going on, so that's what you got to do.
Final 10, see if it ends in a flurry.
Oh, nice big spinning back fist from Austin Wilson and a flying deep kick.
Oh, goodness!
Oh.
Square caught him!
That was beautiful.
You might actually, again, when this goes, and it's going to go to the judges, it's going to be interesting to see how they score the ebb and flow. 10 seconds here, 15 seconds here, flurry to flurry.
Austin, jumping teep kick, and then, just like a nice backwards wheel kick.
Come on, let's go.
Nice wheel kick from Austin Wilson in the last 10 seconds of the round.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of MMA action, we go to the judges' scorecards. Después de 3 rounds de artes marciales mixtas, nos vamos con la decisión de los jueces. El juez Chris Crail have scored the bout 29-27, 29-27. Both judges, Ron McCarthy and Gene LaBelle, have scored the same, 29-28. Califican el combate de manera igual, 29-28. For your winner by the way of unanimous decision, su ganador por la vía de la decisión unánime, Austin Wilson.